morning to all of my spirit whisperers out there. We are not doing a session this morning. I wanted to come up and I wanted to talk a little bit about investigators. Now, as I have said in the past, I am not a commentary channel. I am a person with a gift. I am a person who comes up and we will have spirit talker sessions, and we reach out to anyone that wants to come forward as long as they are good, right? But I don't just have YouTube channels. YouTube is like almost my basic channel that I watch. I am on it all the time, every day. And so over the years, I've had the ability to watch many different channels. If they pique my interest, I may subscribe to those channels. But I wanted to come up today and I wanted to talk about something that's very near and dear to me because I am a psychic empath. I feel like I need to share my opinions on these channels. Now, grant you, there are some fantastic channels out there that push the limit to get a good investigation for their viewers. And there are some that have me nail biting and hanging off a cliff because of how far they will push those boundaries. And it always worries me about their safety. Obviously, we want to bring good content to our subscribers, to our viewers. However, safety comes first. We are all born with the ability to sense danger. And it's that feeling you get in your gut that something's just not right. And a lot of you listen to it, and then there are some of you that do not. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, so I will not be throwing out names. I'm just going to give my view on things that I have seen and things that I have thought were completely bonkers and has proven me right. We have a lot of debunker channels on YouTube. They are channels that will watch investigations and they will debunk. And there's this one channel I came across not too long ago who proved my intuitions to be true. With that being said, I have watched a lot of paranormal investigating channels. I have watched a lot of investigators who in the beginning of their YouTube career were not necessarily out there investigating the spirit world, but somehow fell upon it and they started doing that as well. You can tell the difference between truth and the untruth. And what I mean by that is you have these channels out there that are just, every time they go out, something happens. But I will say this, that's not how it usually works, okay? I have come across channels that are very authentic and very honest about the way that they operate their channel. They tell you, well, if we haven't found anything, we don't show that investigation. And I get it. They don't want dead air, so to speak. They want to keep bringing you the great investigations. They want to keep bringing you something that they have found. However, I would love to see it both, because in the sense of the word, I understand why they do it, but me as being a viewer, and I know that it doesn't work that way, but there are some people out there that don't know. They're going to think every time you go out, something happens. So I would love to see you throw in an investigation where maybe it was quiet that night, or maybe only a few things happened. Because in the real world, that's how it works. Spirits are not circus monkeys. They're not going to um, perform for you every time you want them to. Okay, that's just not how it works. I myself, being a psychic empath, there have been numerous times that I've tried to reach out and got nothing. But that's just how it works. They're not always there. They don't work on cue. Some of them, however, will be very forthcoming and want to have the interaction with you, and will answer your questions and will do what you ask them to do. But I digress. I just want to say that for the channels that are very authentic, thank you. Thank you for going out there and doing what you do. Thank you for being honest about what you find, what you don't find. I find it very comforting to watch something that's authentic. That's why when I come up, I don't have any fancy backgrounds. I'm a disabled person, okay? And so I'm not out investigating. I'm not out searching. I'm in the comfort of my home, and I just do what I do in the comfort of my home. I don't necessarily feel that you have to be out where it happened or in a location that is known to be haunted or something. I don't feel like you need to do that. But does it help the investigation? Of course it does. If you're at the area where it happened, obviously in some cases you're going to get your stronger energy in that area. But I want to thank the channels. I want to thank you that come out and you're authentic and you're true and you're not making crap up just to get viewers or subscribers. It's sad to say, but we live in a world where numbers are the most important thing. I don't feel that way. To me, being honest, being authentic, being true to yourself is the most important thing. Just the other morning we did a spirit talk session and we really didn't get much that morning. And that's going to happen. So I want to thank the channels that are authentic, that are real in nature, that are bringing their viewers honesty instead of worrying about their numbers. This world has made it such a competitive place to be, and it doesn't have to be that way. We live in a world where numbers are more important than people, where numbers are more important than being authentic. And I don't feel the same way as a lot of people do. But I'm getting off track. I want to say that if you're going to go and do investigations, number one, be authentic. That is the most important thing to me. Being authentic and being honest. There's this certain channel that I was at one point subscribed to, but I'm no longer subscribed to that channel. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Now, mind you, the material they brought was very entertaining, okay, and there were a few times where it had me hanging off the edge of my seat, so to speak. But being a psychic empath, I can spot a phony from a mile away. And I give it to them. They're creative. They have an imagination. However, there are things that you can look for that will tell you whether or not what they're bringing to you is authentic or just make-believe. The way that they don't go toward, okay, so if they come across something, instead of going toward it to investigate it, because that's what they're there to do, they walk away. Or if their camera angles never show you what they're looking at or what they saw. If you hear them say, "Oh, did you just hear that? What was that? what, and you never see or hear what they're seeing or hearing, you just gotta be smart, okay? A lot of us watch these channels for the entertainment purpose, but everyone's channels say that, okay? Every channel on YouTube has entertainment purpose, okay? Educational purpose. That doesn't mean that you're being authentic. That doesn't mean that you're being honest with your viewers. If you're going to be a content creator who is doing things just for the entertainment value, then you need to list your channels under different descriptions. Because there are channels out there that are in it to find something, to learn about an area, to learn about the history they heard, to learn about the tragedy that happened there. They are authentic, they are true, and they are there to investigate the truth. They're not there to entertain, okay? So there's a difference between investigating and entertainment. Investigating to me is not entertainment. It is real. It is honest. It is being authentic. It's educational. Entertainment is something that's not real. It is there to entertain you. It is there to scare you, to make you laugh, whatever it is. It's not real. And some of these channels go out there and they portray themselves to be real. They portray themselves that really, but you never see it. You never hear it. You never see it. And that is the difference between someone who is authentic and someone who is not. The person that is authentic, the person that is there to educate you on a tragedy that happened 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 50 years ago, a week ago, they'll go toward it. They will go toward it and they will investigate what they heard. They will investigate what they've seen. They will go back on their footage while taping to show you, they try to debunk it. The channels that are not authentic will not do any of those things. And it really breaks my heart because this world don't believe in us, okay? They don't think that psychic mediums are real. They don't think that psychic empaths are real. They don't think that that mediums, they don't think any of us are. They think that we're all cuckoo in the head. And when you go out there and you fake, okay, I'm just going to say it, fake a place being haunted or whatever, you're pushing us back so far. Because we've worked really hard to get where we are, where a lot of people are now openly talking about things that have happened to them, experiences that they've had. People are coming forward more and feeling more comfortable and trusting that they can share. But when you have people out there that are making crap up, you're giving all of us a bad name. So if you're going out there and you're just making movies, because basically that's what you're doing, then you need to make sure you let your audience know the truth and stop portraying it to be real. Another thing too I will say to you is if you come across a channel that is constantly investigating the same place, or maybe it's a larger place and they're just investigating parts of it, and they never seem to leave that area, they know the area, okay? They have people behind the scenes that you're not supposed to see making noises, showing you flashlights in the distance, and all this stuff. You just really have to be smarter about what you're believing and what you're not. Like I said, I'm not going to throw out names because I don't do that. But if they come across this video, they know who they are, and they need to fix what they're doing wrong. There are some great channels out there. I'm gonna ramble off the great ones that I am subscribed to, that I've been watching for years to a couple of years. Franco TV, Adam Mark Explorers, Twin Paranormal. Those three, okay, are amazing. They go toward, they're investigating the truth. And they have also been very honest and said, hey, you know, if we don't get anything, we don't put it up here. And I understand why, okay? But those three are my top three that I've been watching for years. Another one is Ghost Adventures. Okay, they're another good show that I watched for many years. I watched them from the time they started up until, you know, I haven't watched them lately because they've had a lot of personal things going on. But they're another great channel to watch. Again, you know, you just really have to be smart and really think about what is going on in the surroundings. Again, if they're not going toward what they're seeing or hearing to investigate, if you're not seeing, if you're not hearing, but they're seeing all kinds of stuff going on, but you're not. The whole idea of going out there and doing these is to show your audience what you are seeing. I don't want to watch a 30-minute video, and in that 30-minute video, all I'm seeing is your reaction. I don't want to see that. I want to see what's giving you that reaction. Does that make sense? So shout out to the ones that are being authentic, that are bringing you the truth, that are being honest, that are giving it their all to do what it is they do. You know, they're traveling, they're you know, and a lot of people go, well, they sell merchandise, so, you know, they're in it for the money. Look, everybody who has a channel sells merchandise. I myself will be selling merchandise. So everyone who has a channel, they have to support that channel somehow. A lot of people do this for a full-time living. Well, you have to pay the bills, right? But there's a difference between someone who is authentic that is selling merchandise, and there's a difference between somebody who is further from the truth that sells merchandise. Okay? Again, if you are just making scary videos, then you need to make sure your audience understands and knows that what you're bringing them is strictly entertainment, and that's it. Do not put it under educational. Do not put it under horror. Do not put it under spirit. Do not, because it's none of that. It's not real. So please be honest, because again, like I said, we've come so far, and then now we have more channels coming out that are not authentic, and you are pushing the truth way back again. We're trying to get understood. We're trying to get heard. We're trying to get seen. We're trying to be able to, we want to be able to share and not feel like we're crazy, because people that are not true about their content, you're making it very hard for us. And it's shameful. It's shameful to the people that are watching. It's shameful for the spirits. It's just shameful. And you should feel shame. Again, if you're just doing this to make scary videos, then that's what you need to make sure your audience understands and knows. Because when you come out here with false pretenses, meaning you're not being 1000% honest or authentic with your descriptions of your videos or your intros or what have you, you're not being honest. You're being false. You're leading your viewers to believe that that's true, when reality it's not. So that's all I have to say about that. For the rest of you that are out there that are bringing true content, thank you. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for taking those chances that nobody else wants to. And these solo missions, oh my gosh, you guys, please be careful. Please. Especially when you're going into a forest or woodlands that you know nothing about. Please be careful. Okay, we live in a really weird world, and we want you to be safe. Continue to bring out your content, but be safe about it. And for you that are just not being true or authentic, I really hope that you think about what I've said, because seriously, like I said, there was this one that I unsubscribed to. I had a feeling, I kept giving them the benefit of the doubt, but every time they proved my intuition, my gut feeling to be right. And so I unsubscribed to them. If they had been honest about what they were doing, then yes, it's entertainment. You know, it's not real. They're not portraying it to be real. They're just out there making movies. Then yeah, I would have stayed on. But you led us to think it was real. Again, I'm going to say probably the second or third time I watched one of their videos, I'm like, that is not real. They are portraying this crap to be real, and it's not. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit. So I stayed on for another month or so. And then finally I was just like, no. And I unsubscribed, and then I came across this debunking channel. I don't remember his name, but I was just scrolling through YouTube and I came across him, and he was debunking one of their videos. And I'm like, yes, I knew it, because the video he debunked was the video where I was second guessing my whole decision on whether or not this was real. And I'm like, no, this is not. This is, no. And sure enough, he debunked the video that I was questioning, and the same evening I unsubscribed. So if you want to keep losing subscribers by not being authentic, that's your business. However, if you would like to keep your viewers, you might want to be honest with them. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I just want to come up and kind of give you my view and my opinion on those. And yeah, so for you out there that are bringing true content, thank you. Thank you for being authentic. Thank you for being honest. Keep it up. Keep up the great work you do. Keep being honest. Keep being authentic. And be safe. Okay? Safety is number one. Be safe. And yeah, so I'm going to go. You all have a great day. I do have another video coming out. We're gonna watch one of Adam's videos together. Again, I am not that type of channel, but because of what I do and what I can do, I feel like it's appropriate for this channel. So we're not gonna do it all the time. Occasionally we'll do this together, especially if I find it very interesting. And it was just as interesting as the first time. Sometimes he'll go back, but not right away, like years. And sometimes he'll make a return visit. And this was a return visit to a place that he had investigated years ago. And it was still just as crazy as before. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I am wishing you love, light, and a positive day. And we'll chat again real soon. Until then, ciao for now. Bye.